Welcome everybody to this episode of the show. My name is Jordan and today I'm joined by my lovely friend Mr. Jona. Jona, how are you?
Hello, I'm quite well.
Quite well. Are you enjoying the heat that Adelaide has at the moment?
I'm not really enjoying the heat, to be honest with you. It's kind of really sucky.
Annoying? Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It just started. It just rained before. It stopped now, but it didn't reduce the heat whatsoever.
No.
So apologies if you see us sweating.
It's going to get sweaty in here.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, Jona. I've known you for not that long, probably half a year or something.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah. I met you. How did I meet you?
Facebook, and then like gigs.
Gigs, yeah. I think first time I saw you was at would have been DZ's.
Yeah.
DZ's came here early this year.
Yeah, early this year. To the Gov, of course. That was an amazing gig.
It was a great gig. It was the first time I saw DZ's play.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw
Clowns were playing as well.
So good.
And the other acts were these New South Wales, who were one of my favourite bands ever.
You interviewed them, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, I did. The video never came out, which is
oh,
funny.
wow.
We never got that sorted, but it was a good interview. I like the blokes.
Yeah,
but that's not the point of what we're talking about today, Jona. We're talking about you.
Cool.
Now, you're a man of many talents, I should say. You are the bassist for two bands in Adelaide.
Yeah, that's true.
Leadworm and Never Lights.
Yeah.
Leadworm's kind of the more active one, isn't it?
Yeah, more busier, so to speak, but not necessarily. I mean, the other band's busy. We're just trying to work on some new material. We're going to do an album, but yeah, with Leadworm, we've been gigging around everywhere for the last year, playing one or two shows every week, and shows, one night after the other and that sort of thing, just trying to get the music out there. So yeah, we smashed it pretty heavily the last kind of calendar year, and then we had to take our foot off the pedal of gigging to start writing some new stuff and start structuring things a bit better, because we were kind of just we're doing a lot of gigs and we weren't getting paid for them and that sort of thing. So it's kind of might
touch on that with you a bit later. There's a specific story I want to ask you about that. Besides that, you also do a bit of writing for a few publications around the city. How'd you get into that one?
Just heaps randomly, to be honest with you. I didn't really. It was basically when I wasn't performing weekly, and because I still wanted to go and attend shows. So the first gig I reviewed, which was just for passion, was Placebo at the Entertainment Centre, just to try out and see if I could write for all over Adelaide. So they're looking to get some kind of music coverage, even though Placebo wasn't really suitable because they focus on Australian and Adelaide artists. But that was just kind of my example piece, and from there, they asked me to do the odd review Holy Land. That's one of them. A few other gigs and that, and just ones I'd be attending anyway, and CDs I was picking up at gigs that I'd be writing reviews for just for the fun of it.
Well, what's really cool is you just interviewed the former frontman for the Misfits.
Oh yeah, that was awesome actually.
Yeah,
cool guy.
One of my top favourite bands.
Oh, awesome! I wish he would have come over here to Adelaide though, because he only wanted to Sydney and Melbourne. Can't believe it though. He put on a free show though. That would have been so cool. Yeah.
Just recently you played a show with Skillet. You opened for them along with Audio Rain, or another lovely Adelaide band. How was that? 'Cause that was kind of your first.
That was
really...
It felt like my first real gig, to be honest with you. It's hundreds and thousands of people. The room was packed. It was next level. People there to see that headlining act, but everyone really enjoyed the artists who played. They loved our music and stuff, so it was a really good feeling.
It's good, yeah. Did you meet him?
I didn't. My backstage antics were a bit more kind of varied than that. I'd already interviewed, because I had interviewed John Cooper, the singer prior, that's published on Spotlight Report for those playing at home, and so I kind of didn't really have too much interest in talking backstage, but the rest of the guys, or at least I know the singer and the drummer, went and hung out with them, but I was just trying to have a good time.
Are they partiers?
No, not really. I mean, they're a Christian heavy kind of act. The music is amazing, but
the music's good, but there's no.
It's
I didn't write any of it on cocaine or anything.
No, exactly. So yeah, it's neither did my bands either, for the record. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they are happily married husband and wife, and yeah,
you don't see that much in the rock world.
Huh?
You don't see that much in the.
No, you don't, do you? It's a bit different. So
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you kind of manage writing for publications and music as well? Like kind of a hard thing to juggle.
Like juggling, playing, and performing, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and then writing for publication.
It's definitely been like a bit more difficult because, like, as I said, when I initially first started doing the work that I was doing was kind of on a period where I'm not going to gigs and like performing that. So as I started to get back into the scene again recently, like we're playing these shows, it's becoming a bit harder to balance everything out, and including balancing the work life, because although we played to all these people, we didn't get paid a lot of money. Next to no money, especially when you split it between the 4 people in the band.
Which I thought that was a little crap when you told me that. Well, that was.
Yeah. Well,
how much were tickets for public?
So it was about $80 or $90, depending on what kind of platform you go to buy them via. So, and I mean, I sold a few tickets as well, which was good, and they're a bit cheaper as well. But yeah, we only got paid.
Yeah, is there a reason why they paid you so short?
Well, I think it's because like you get paid in exposure, which is something that people hate to hear. But honestly, for that kind of gig, I was happy to be paid in exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like,
I mean, it's a gig with skill, so you kind of can't.
Yeah, there's just so many people that, like, I could do all the advertising, all the paid advertising in the world, and I don't think I could get that many people there, because we were very much unknown at the stage.
Yeah, geez, okay. Well, hopefully next time you have a gig like that, you get paid, eh?
Yeah, well, part of the learning process of it all is I'm trying to hustle a bit harder for the band and stuff, and especially because we've had like a changeover in members, and this guy's a bit older. He's very much professional, so it's kind of, there's a educational aspect that I can benefit from in that as well, and for the bands, both bands that I play in and myself. So
that's right. You've recently kind of announced you're going in a solo direction.
So I'm doing some solo stuff, not like necessarily either of those type of genres, but I've always like composed music myself at home, like from an early age. I could always play guitar, but I used to do electronic music when I was about like 15 and that. So but recently, like, because a lot of it's instrumental, but at home lately, last couple of years, I've come up with like lots of different lyrics and that. So it's all just kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And it's still early days right now, like the lyrics and the melodies and that, it's really coming together quite strong. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to infuse the electronic side into it yet. Okay, yeah. But that's something.
That's when you get to the experimental 80s phase of your career.
Yeah. So maybe save that for the next couple of years. Like, try and keep it simple with acoustic guitar and just vocals for now. But yeah, I'm sure there's a synth pad coming up soon.
Well, that'd be great. Yeah. So what's kind of the main influences behind at least the solo work? Where do you draw inspiration?
Just nature really, and circumstance. Like, as lame as it sounds, like you kind of can't overthink music when you're doing it, and like that's always when the best moments happen. And quite often as well, I'll be trying to sleep, or I'll be just laying in bed, and I'll actually wake up sometimes, and I'll have like this line, and sometimes I'll lay there and I won't write it down or anything, because I'll think, wow, I'm never going to forget that line. That is so powerful. But then I do, and it sucks. I can't think of anything worse. The next morning I wake up and it's just like, God, I'm never going to remember that. And sometimes you can almost remember it, but it's never quite like what it could and should have been.
Yeah, I think my grade 7 primary school teacher always told me to keep a pen and paper
next to the bed,
sit beside your bed in case you have one of those inspirational moments.
Yeah, I try to do that, but too often I just don't.
This is going to be awesome, but I love and you post these on social media places where you put all your stickers and everything, lead worm stickers.
Yeah.
And you put some in like some really great places. When we chatted before about DZ's meeting there, I think I rocked up, saw you at the bar, said get out of you, went straight to the toilet, and then of course, I picked the cubicle that had lead worms on, like right on the toilet bowl.
Nice.
It's like, damn, you're dedicated.
They're everywhere. Like, we got like lots of people all across the state, like, and even some people who work on like trucking companies and stuff to try and get the stickers out there to interstate as well. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know how many we've printed over the last couple of years, but I mean, it'd be hundreds, probably into the thousands possibly. Like, a lot of them get taken down that I notice around, and sometimes like, hey, there's a sticker up there, and they just come and go.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, probably a majority of the venues here in Adelaide, I think on that front, the marketing side behind that is probably better than any other band or what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, like, because I know personally, I was... Yeah, exactly. Like, I got a message from someone, I think it was in Sydney or Melbourne or whatever, and, you know, I'm here in Adelaide just doing whatever, and there's a sticker in the hotel there that someone's put up. So it could have been anybody, and like, because I do distribute a lot of these, but, you know, they've contacted the band page, like, oh, you know, what is this trash, that sort of thing. It's like, we found us on the internet, it's pretty obvious what it is. Like, we're a band and someone's getting our name out there for us, so thank you.
Now I want to go back to your kind of your journalist career. You've interviewed a bunch of awesome people over the course. You chatted to DZ's, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which was quite good. Guitarist, I think it was.
Yeah. No, I interviewed the guitarist Shane Parsons, singer songwriter guitarist. So yeah, that was a real good chat. You know, got the opportunity to meet him, and he's a real nice guy. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Had a great time. Like, you know, sometimes it can be a bit interesting meeting some characters, and especially like, I'm a huge fan of Cradle of Filth.
Yeah.
And I got to interview Danny Filth, who's like, you know, that's the main guy I'd want to interview from that band, and he was just so jet lagged when it happened though, and it was just kind of like, it was a bit of a buzzkill. I was a bit heartbroken because he just was not in the zone for it, you know. He just was totally just wanted to be sleeping or doing something else.
Yeah, one of those things where someone's been interviewed 500 times in one day, and you're the last person to interview them.
Exactly like that. And, so that's a shame, but I mean, kind of can't expect anything. I'm like, because I never would have expected any of this to happen. Like, it was just from doing the local stuff for all over Adelaide that essentially, you know, I was just contacted out of the blue. I actually just advertised myself for the local music. Like, I just posted my own kind of blog page that had a collection of all the reviews of CDs and live shows, and then someone contacted me on Facebook and just said, have you ever like done interviewing? I'm like, well, I've been interviewed before, like for the bands and on radio and stuff. And this guy's just like, oh, would you ever consider, like, you know, trying to be on the other side of the mic, like, and do that? So it's like, I'll give it a shot. Like, no, there was no money or anything, like, but it's a kind of experience in the networking thing and the kind of insight you get into these artists' lives. Yeah,
I guess the bonus would really be meeting the artists themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you get the perks of, like, you do get tickets to events and that sort of thing, and you do get, like, to know about things that are happening, and you will get, like, albums in advance, and, you know, to be the first person to hear something is pretty kind of cool in that regard. Yeah,
I think personally I'd rather take sitting there and having a beer with one of my favourite artists, like, to interview them rather than $100 or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I think the experience counts a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I've had some great times. Yeah, totally. Like, I've met some cool guitarists and just talked to them about, like, gear at the bar after and what sort of pedals they're using and stuff. So, yeah, it's great. They're just normal people, like, you know.
I know, it's surprising, right?
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's a real world. Yeah. Filled with real people. People don't really see that.
Yeah, no. You had any other kind of, I guess, good kind of interviews that have been your favourite?
Favourite interviews? It's a hard one. Quite often, like, I'm actually, some of the best ones I've had have been kind of artists I haven't really necessarily been too fond of. Like, I interviewed The Church. They do some songs from, like, the 80s, like Under the Stars Tonight, Under the Milky Way, and so it's not really my kind of music, but it's going back to that 80s kind of pop sound you were describing before, and just some of the things that the artists say kind of really captures me at times, like hearing the stories of how these guys found their own sound, and that sort of thing. It's just like, wow, like, it's just cool to see how raw things can be, and to talk to those bands who just had a lucky circumstance happen in that. So it's always fun in games to just learn about that sort of stuff.
Speaking of that, just recently you chatted to, is it Mark Shopper Reed?
Oh yeah, so that was weird. I just got a random email and asking if I wanted to interview Heath Franklin, the guy.
He wasn't a character though, which he kind of a character.
No, he was just himself, but no, he still said some funny stuff, and like he's a cool dude. So that was nice, but that's the only comedian I've ever interviewed, and I've only ever interviewed musicians prior to that one circumstance. So it was just out of the blue. I'm pretty happy it happened. Like, he seemed like a really normal kind of guy. Like,
there can be trouble with interviewing comedians, I've found, because especially if you find them funny and they crack jokes during it, and you're sitting there laughing the whole time.
He was really serious, actually. Like, he really was quite serious for the bulk of it, but then I had to kind of kick the hornet's nest a little bit to make those jokes happen, but it was good when it did.
Now, you've announced that you have kind of a new live show in the works with Leadworm.
Yeah, totally.
What can we expect from that? Fireworks, naked girls, bulls charging on stage.
Almost. We've got like a lot of lights, and we've got an entire like video show that goes. So each song is got a video that kind of matches with it. And the lights that kind of sync with it and make it
like visual arts.
To make it like a 3D experience, and really bring some colour and life to the shows rather than just playing and jumping around and all that sort of stuff. So we've got like lots of flashing lights and stuff, so we might have to put up like an epilepsy warning, I think, like quite severely on a couple of tracks. Like, it's pretty intense, like there's just colours going everywhere. It should be pretty good actually. Like, we haven't unveiled it yet, but we've tested out in rehearsal rooms and that sort of thing, so it's a lot of fun to be there. It is a little bit scary because we basically will be getting venues to turn off their lights and using our own lights for everything, so there's going to be like dark moments in between songs. It's almost a bit like what's that game when you're a kid and you turn off the lights and like everyone kind of stumbles around. There's a couple of moments like that. We've kind of timed it into the show like in a way that is entertaining, but I don't know if it might not be acceptable if there's complete darkness in some places, but fingers crossed it all goes well, and we'll see what trouble we get into.
Just tell people not to go around touching each other when the lights
Probably only a matter of time before someone has something bad happen to them. I remember at one of the first Leadworm shows actually, there's this really creepy old man, like probably the guy would be in his 80s or something, and he was a creep. That's a bad story though, we probably shouldn't.
Story.
We'll just ignore that one.
Okay, so besides this brand new live show, what can we expect from Leadworm and Jona in the new year?
Well, with Leadworm, you can expect a double album, like, so not one, but two, like, I wouldn't really say compact discs, because these days everyone's just got iTunes and that.
That was going to be a concept, wasn't it?
So we're probably going to still just do it as a double CD, because the concept, like, there's a whole bunch of other tracks where I've been doing like this rap kind of thing on, and like kind of Rage Against the Machine, politically inspired, that sort of stuff. So I'm not too sure if we're 100% decided on whether or not to keep that as a separate and possibly market and brand that as something else, just because of it doesn't quite tie in, like it does but it doesn't, and like we definitely will still have one or two songs in the live set because it kind of does really break it up in that, but we're kind of discussing that at the moment.
And then for your solo stuff, what can we expect?
With the solo stuff, anything is possible, but I'm definitely like going to be pushing that a lot harder. I've never pushed it at all, never tried it at all ever, so but I mean, I had my first gig on Sunday, could have gone better, but like what
you've got a song, didn't you?
Well, I just forgot to play it. Like, it wasn't like I started to play it and then didn't, but I just completely skipped it in the set. I'm like, I was meant to play it like this song. Like, why didn't I do that?
I'm coming off the stage a bit early.
Yeah, I was quite nervous, but apparently I kind of brushed all over with like what people seem to consider comedy. Like, I think it was just me being nervous, but I don't know. If it was enjoyed, it was enjoyed. Like, some people said I did good. I disagree with them, to be frank, because like it could have been a lot better. It was sounding a lot better at home. Just I don't need to look into the audience and have my head up to the mic a little bit. So yeah, so we'll just practice. It'll come with.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
awesome. We're going to wrap up right now.
Cool.
Jona, thank you very much for jumping on to this episode. I hope you have a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year.
You too.
And I can't wait to see what you have in store and what Leadworm have in store.
Yeah.
And hopefully at your next gigs you get paid more than what you did.
That'd be good.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, mate.
No, thanks.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Cheers.
We'll see you in the next one. Hey, before 2 band, Leadworm never lie, or my manager.